Good luck, everyone that does the competition. Anyway, Ross Kemp is known for taking on some of the world's toughest challenges, but nothing could prepare him for having a loose woman on the latest series of his brilliant game show, Bridge of Lies.
Remember, we're looking for things found in Italy.
Is it San Siro, not Barcelona? Come on, Ross.
I can't help you.
See, it might be, I'm not sure.
Dolomites, yes. Sayat, no.
The Dolomites. I'm going to go for the Dolomites. And I might regret this.
Truth or lie?
3 minutes remaining.
That is the truth.
Oh, it's our favourite telly bad boy, but he's all right, softy, really. It's Ross Kemp. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So that was the celeb version of Bridge of Lies. How did Kay get on?
She did really well. That's already gone out, that one. I think they raised over £9,000 for charity, which is brilliant. Yeah. So the daytime start going out this afternoon at 4:30.
Yeah, that's on BBC One.
Yeah, and then the celebrities go out Saturday nights. I think this Saturday it's 10 to 6.
Oh, right.
And Sinettra's done one, I think, as well, hasn't she?
She has, yeah. That's not gone out yet, but...
How did she do?
She did well. But did they make it across the bridge?
The thing is now,
I'm guessing not by the look of that.
I'm guessing they're really disappointed there. I mean, you've just done everything, haven't you? I mean,
That sounds slightly wrong, doesn't it?
I know it's amazing. An amazing career. You've done the acting, you've done the game shows, you've done these amazing documentaries. Out of all of them, which, or is it hard to say, which is the one you love doing most? Which is your favourite?
It's always the next one, isn't it? If you're a freelancer, it's all about where you're going next. And I know I sit with all this talent around me that it's the same for all of us, isn't it? You never know. Yeah. So it's always about getting the next job and going on to the next project. I'm very lucky, as you say, that I can go from... Like, last year, I made a documentary, did a game show, and I did a bit of acting. So... yeah, all three. Why not? You get one life and you should enjoy it as much as possible and work with people you like. The great thing about getting old is that I'm now in more of a position than I was when I was younger to work with the people I want to work with and tackle the subjects I want to tackle.
I was going to say, though, between acting and presenting, there's a big gap. And presenting's not always easy when you go to it new. And so how did you make that adjustment?
I didn't really think about it, to be honest. Oddly, I was asked to stand in and do a documentary, and I knew Jane at this point.
You still do know, mate.
I do. We used to spend a lot more time with each other in those days. Anyway, and I was asked to go in and stand in and do a documentary about America's fascination with firearms, Second Amendment. I met a guy who'd been shot 26 times, and I said, that can't possibly have happened. My father was a homicide detective. My family had been in the armed forces. I'd seen what bullets and heard stories about what bullets do, and he actually had survived that. But what really struck me about him was that had he been born in a very different environment, he'd have been a real benefit to society. And I thought we were missing a trick in terms of glamorising gang violence and gang culture through music when we should have been looking at what was happening in terms of poverty and fear and the fact that so many young men were finding themselves in street gangs. So that's how it happened. It wasn't, you know, like most things, good things in life, it happened by mistake.
But some of these documentaries, I mean, you've gone into war-torn areas that are still going on, you've gone into prisons, and, I mean, you've done really dangerous stuff. Was there any point where you thought, well, this is too dangerous, or your family have said, well, don't do this?
My family knew what I was doing and what I was getting into. I met my wife after I'd just come back from Afghanistan. You know, she was very much aware of what I was doing and where I was going, and you know, it's part and parcel of doing the job. And also, you know what? When a bullet whizzes past your head and you survive it, it's very life-enforcing. And we were talking about, you know, death earlier, so we're trying to lift it a bit. But, you know, I think there is an amazing feeling if you come close to suffering and you come close to death, it changes your outlook. And I think I'd be a very different human being had I stayed in EastEnders for the rest of my life. I'm very fortunate that I've been able to go back, but also very fortunate that I've been able to have a real understanding of how the world works.
And what was the most dangerous? I was going to tell you, Jane. I was just going to ask, what was the most dangerous when you look back?
It's very difficult in hindsight to know what is the most dangerous moment. I mean, I've been to Colombia a lot. I've been Syria, Iraq, Libya. We got held in Libya for a period of time, didn't know what was going to happen to us. But I would say Afghanistan, I went out from 2006 through to 2012, 13, and we'd get 8 contacts before 8 o'clock, and we'd run out of footage, so you couldn't go back to the corner shop and get some batteries, so you're stuck out there. And I have, you know, I owe a great debt to all the different, so the US Armed Forces, but particularly the British, who looked after me, the Royal Marines and the members of the Army, and the Air Force as well, because without them, particularly the US Air Force, I wouldn't have come back.
And what was it like returning to the front line of EastEnders?
It was so wonderful. Can I be honest about it?
All that naughtiness.
Yes, and to jump into Grant's leather jacket again, which I can still get in. I was like, hey, just about, I had to say. But, yeah, look, it's a family, it's an ongoing thing, and I'm talking about the cast. And, you know, they're really busy doing their own thing. I just parachute in and I exit generally via the tube station. But they've got to be welcoming, because if they can't, it's like a high-speed train, you've got to jump on it at the right time. If you miss it... So, luckily, Steve and Paul Bradley and Letitia opened the door for me, and it was like going back home, and it was great.
So, as a fellow ex-soap actress now, will you be going back in, do you think?
I just don't know, do you? You don't know what's in the mind of the people.
You've always been like never say never about it, haven't you?
No, yeah, and also I've also known that without it, I wouldn't have had the career that I've had. I've always owed it a great debt, and it was very good to me, and hopefully I was good to it. And why not keep it that way? I've always believed that you should leave doors swinging rather than shut them.
Absolutely.
And always been the naughtiest with Sharon, of course.
Yep. I was only back a month and I managed to meet Sharon again.
Did you have that written into the script?
Sorry?
Did you have that written into the script?
I think Letitia did, didn't she?
Maybe.
And was it very different going back from when you did it before? Like, as far as... Because it's much quicker now, you were saying.
It was quick when I left. I mean, it's always been quick. I mean,
It's a routine, isn't it? That you,
yeah, exactly.
you slot in and then...
It's a roller coaster, and obviously, if they only have you back for a short period of time, they're going to make sure they get the most for their...
Have your kids
biggest
ever
bang.
seen you when you were like full Grant?
No.
What do they think when it's like, what does your dad do? What would they say to somebody?
Not that. No, I think they know me from the documentaries, not that they watch them, because people mention them when we're out, you know, socialising or whatever. And the game show's now really big. You know, when I'm in the checkout at the supermarket, the woman goes, and your bill is extortionate. Is that a truth or a lie?
Oh, well, you know what? So the celeb one is on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And then the new series starts this afternoon at 4:30 on BBC One.
BBC One, 4:30.
Can't wait to watch it.
Thank you.
Hope you go back to EastEnders as soon as
We
you
shall
can.
see.
And might see you on Bridge of Lies.
We'd love to have you on if you want to come on.
Ross Kemp, everyone.